Welcome back to the After Dark podcast, where we discuss topics that are none of our business. It's your boy Black Mike on the mic. We got Big Stir up top. You already know what it is. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an After Dark episode. Also, give us 5 stars. Leave a comment on any audio platforms you may be listening to us at. But now, to the show. Sterling, how you doing today, man? There was a lot that went on this weekend. Sports was crazy. Football, we're going to get into it later in the show, but football definitely was not advantageous if you were a viewer from my perspective. But I'm sure there's some viewers out there that had a grand old time with a crazy comeback with the Niners and the Chiefs just, proving to us that they're 90s Bulls, right? But there's a lot that got into it. But, we got to start off. How you feeling? How's your mental? Where the first month of the year is coming to a close. And so, start off on 2024. Are you on the right foot?
Working towards it, man. Working towards it. I actually got funny enough, I've been doing interviews and stuff like that as of late, like for just different jobs and whatnot. And I have an in-person interview on Thursday, like afternoon or midday, lunchtime, whatever. So moving in the right direction there. Going to be hopefully be able to work for a media company based out of the UK, but they've got offices around the United States as well, and in Australia. So super excited for that. Hopefully that goes well. I think it should go well. I don't want to speak too soon on it, but other than that, yeah, I've been getting back into golf a little bit, man. It's going to start warming up here soon. I've got to get better. I mean, I'm still bad. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm bad. Like, for anyone that plays golf or who knows how golf goes, it does not matter if you're a great athlete, bro. It does not matter. You will not be good at golf if you've never played it before. I promise you. I picked it up a few years ago, then I stopped, then I just got back into it again, then I got back into it, then I just got back into it. And it's just, I went to the range today, had a really good day the other day with my roommate, and, I was smashing the ball. Everything was going straight, exactly where I wanted. Then today, it's like, dude, I can't even hit the ball straight. I can't even make solid contact. My club face looked completely different. But that's for the folks out there that are into golf. Or even if you're not, I would highly encourage, learning a little bit about it at least, because it is for those men specifically that are in business or, dealing with people. It's where you talk biz, or honestly, you don't talk business, it's where you get to know people. So that's the best way I look at it. But other than that, man, I'm doing all right. I've actually had these real weird jump starts lately where I don't know, a lot of the stress, not stresses, but a lot of the frustrations or traumas or things that happened over this last year for me, man, I don't feel them the same anymore. So that's good. And I'm honestly just growing a ton, and I've been slacking on the workouts a little bit. Just a lot of stuff been going on, so I've been kind of lacking there. But we're gonna be getting back into it as soon as tomorrow comes. I was gonna do it today, but I was like, we got this, and I got other stuff I've got to handle as well. But other than that, man, I'm doing all right. Trying to get rid of these bags in my eyes, dude. Have not been sleeping, so yeah.
Not getting good sleep, dude?
I mean, I just don't sleep. I haven't slept well for the past 7 months, dude. It's just been bad. But yeah, I mean, and it's also part of as of late, it's definitely part of me not working out, because working out would make me
yeah. I was gonna say that working out, or do you keep a lot of lights on at night? I primarily let the outside, the natural light dictate how dark or how bright my house is.
Yeah. I keep the thing is, I've fallen asleep so many times, over the past month with my lamp on in my room, just have it on, because I don't want to go to sleep yet. Sometimes I forget to brush my teeth or I wash my face, but I'm just laying in my bed, just chilling there, and then I'll pass out. And then I'll wake up 3, 4 a.m. and I'm like, fuck, dude, now I got to restart this bitch again, restart this cycle. So yeah, man, other than that, it's been good. It's been good. I don't mean to make it a lot about me, but let's get into it. I'm excited. We should have a good show for you guys. I'm excited. A lot of stuff to talk about, and we're gonna talk about it. So Mike's gonna start us off with the first. Let's see what we're getting into.
Yeah. So as much as I would like to start this show off with, what happened on football, because I know everybody, all the guys at least, were tuned in. They were watching the game, and we got to see two Goliaths go at it in football. But unfortunately, guys, those weren't the only Goliaths that went at it this past week, all right? We also had BoJack Horseman herself, Megan Thee Stallion, versus the Barbie, Nicki. I don't know what y'all call Megan. I don't know if she's got a group, so for right now, she's designated as BoJack Horseman to me. If y'all want to inform me of what her group is, like the Barbs for Nicki, that's okay. But if not, then I'm gonna give her BoJack versus Barbie, and that's pretty crazy in itself. But what happened was Megan dropped a diss track. So she dropped a diss track called Hits, and she was going after everybody. And trust me, this was not specifically directed only at Nicki, that she was coming at all the people. She was saying that the rappers are out here getting lipo, which I know it. Drake, I'm cool with you, my bro. We dogs. But I know you didn't. You just pop up with abs. I also think there's something wild with his hair, too. Niggas just pop up with shit. He popped up with abs one day. That's lipo, my nigga. He popped up with cornrows one day when he had a heart-shaped fresh cut in his head like 2 months prior. That's fucking weave, my nigga. I know it, bro. I know it. I didn't need Megan to tell us that. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. Meg versus Nicki. Nicki also dropped Bigfoot in response to Meg. She's been all over Twitter. There's clips everywhere of her coming at Meg. I guess she took something in that song kind of personally. But where I kind of want to take this conversation, Sterling, I'm going to start off with you here and ask you what you feel. Who do you think is currently winning this beef from an outside perspective right now?
It's not hard to say. It's one of those things because it's like two things can be right at once. So like right now, like we were talking a little bit before, like Meg Thee Stallion is about to top the charts for the second time with her second solo single, solo track, whatever you want to call it, being the first female rapper to do so, or female artist, right? Period.
Yeah, female artist.
To do so in history of, as long as we kept track of that on Billboard, which is honestly impressive, but a little less impressive in this day and age because anything can go viral, literally anything. Secondly,
and the best stuff don't go viral either.
And the best stuff. I gotta show you. There's an R&B song I heard that Kai Cenat was listening to the other day. Fire, absolute heat. But when you're talking about when it comes bar for bar, I respect Meg for doing her thing and trying to come at people. But like, bro, you still don't step like that. Nobody fucks with you no more because you fucked over Tory. Like nobody even feels bad. Like nobody even felt bad for you when you got shot in the foot in the industry, bro. No one. They're like, fuck you. We fuck with Tory. All of us fuck with Tory. Yeah. Like, yeah, he shot you in the foot, but you wanted to put it in a.
Do you know how fucked up you gotta be to get shot in the foot and literally everyone's like, yeah, but like that's our nigga. So.
Yeah, like, well, it's like, and then you could have easily taken a civil trial, got some money out of them, made them pay for all your stuff, for that stuff and whatnot, all your therapy, etc. Not to say you couldn't pay for it yourself. You could have easily brought it to civil court, easily. You could have been like, hey, I don't want to press charges in that matter. I just want to be compensated. Fine. Tory would still be out. Like he wouldn't be looked the way he does now in jail, which is just rough. And shout out my boy. I heard another track he dropped this heat. And when it comes to Nicki's like bars, the little clips that I've seen of Bigfoot, bro, she just like, the thing is she ain't going to nobody else. She's coming right at you, bro. Like, and she knows, and you know that she's coming at you, and it's the most disrespectful shit. She said, "Come with your good foot, bitch." That's what she said.
She got an acapella version of the diss track just in case you missed some of the shit you said. If all the music is distracting you and you're not really catching all the bars and they're kind of flying over your head, let me take all that music out. Acapella version, nothing in the background, and so you can hear exactly what I'm saying to you, bitch. That's what she basically did.
I mean, and at the end of the day, Nicki can never lose a battle or beef with Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, Meg Thee Stallion, she like the way that Nicki was coming at her about party on Twitter and all types of shit, and And I believe it was Nicki too, saying that Meg was the one that like tried to make her like take drinks when she was pregnant. Like it was like if you get
shots down her throat in the club or
she
some
was like
shit.
force feeding, trying to force feed her, and it's like, oh, if you get pregnant, just get an abortion. Like it's just like so easy. Like, oh, it's not. Let me make this very, very clear. And on a serious note, I know one or two people that have gotten an abortion before, and it is not just, oh yeah, like it's done. I'm great now. No, bro, that shit fucks you up for. I mean, it can fuck you up for your whole life, bro. Your whole life. Yeah. And then let alone losing a child, just flat out losing, having a miscarriage. Like there's so many women out there that have that shit happen, and like nobody even knows except for probably their significant other and maybe some family members and a friend. So that's on the serious note. On the black dark after dark side, I was about to say black react side, but after dark side, you're fucking losing, bro. And nobody's gonna take your side. Think about it. You were going at it was you and Tory Lanez with beef because he shot you in the foot, right? Or supposedly he didn't do it. But he shot you in the foot, and niggas weren't on your side. Now you're gonna come at one of the most beloved people in the rap game, the queen of rap, the queen. Like it has been said multitude of times. Lil Wayne backs her, one of the greatest rappers to ever walk the face of the earth. The earth, bro. Backs her. Drake backs her, obviously. Nigga, you lose. You lose. You will never win this. Like, I hope she tries to say some more dumb shit because she might just start getting buried.
Nicki said in that song that this is just part one. Don't make her release part two. So obviously, in the court of public opinion, Nicki will always hold the title. Like, there's nothing Megan could really do to kind of like sway the court of public opinion her way. No one fucks with Meg. The industry doesn't fuck with Meg unless like she's signed to them. The only people that fucks with Meg is the one that's like that has her signed because I'm sure the dollar bills behind her name are still fucking flying. So they obviously fuck with Meg, but the industry as a whole, who has no monetary ties to her, does not like her. So it's going to be hard for her to get that public perception. But if, I want to what do you think about the fact that her diss song is most likely going to preview at number 2 on the charts and it could fight for number 1 on the charts? Does that kind of even though we're all fuck Meg, we all think Nicki's winning this beef, if Meg's song is out here charting and it goes crazy, does that change the discussion on who's winning this beef?
No. The reason why is because, no offense, ladies that are listening, I love y'all, all you guys, all of you. I love you deeply. Y'all are ignorant as fuck. That's why I don't feel like it matters. Because women love Meg's music. They may not love Meg. They may like her because she's, that's Hot Girl Summer, because she said the summer was named after, the whole season was named after her, and blah, 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 blah. And they love that bad bitch type of thing. Look, girls, ladies, if you hear me, you're not that girl. You're not her. Sorry. Let me put it this way. Meg Thee Stallion will always be able, when she puts up something like when it was WAP and all that other stuff, it's just kind of ratchet sounding, I'm going to be a little over the top, not really artistic, just kind of trying to spit bars. Ladies are going to love it. Not to say guys can't like it too, but particularly women will enjoy it more. And women are a massive part of music listeners, a massive part, especially.
And they sway. They're the massive part of pretty much all culture and everything.
Everything.
They sway it.
Everything.
If girls fuck with a guy rapper's music, then most likely the guys are going to too, because that's what the girls are shaking their ass to. So you have to learn to find this music tolerable. I think also what could be kind of helping Megan's song kind of perform better than Nicki's song is also when I listened to both of them, Nicki's was just a straight diss. She wasn't She was not coming with her best bars. She was not coming with any kind of song structure or anything like that of that nature, or trying to catch any waves or trends. She was really just dissing Megan all out. And when you listen to Megan's song, so this decent beat, same flow as always. She's the baby of the female rap. Same flow as always. But there were some good lines in there. I did find some lines that made me chuckle a little bit. But the number one thing about Megan's song is it sounds like a song, right? Like, so she wrote this song to like not only be a diss and come at people, but for you to actually listen to. Nicki's song is kind of like you listen to it once, or you listen to it a few times and pick out all the rhyme schemes, all the sneak disses in there, and kind of like figure out what's going on and what she's saying. But you're not really like putting this song on to listen to. Meg's song sounds like it was created to not only for you to pick apart and hear all the disses that she's coming out for everybody, but this is also a song. Like you're meant to bump this and sing.
And Meg, like, I was listening to something the other day, and it'll come full circle. I hope it does. So I was watching these guys. Shout out Strawberry Park. Shout out Love Live Serve. Loved watching those guys. So on their channel Strawberry Park, they were talking about how like they've been doing like YouTube since they were like in college. They're like our age, like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Super successful. They probably have 8 to 9 million subscribers across both channels. It's like a light skinned or a mixed guy or a light skinned guy.
The Asian dude, right? And the white dude.
Or
is he Asian?
Hispanic, and like the other guy's actually I think Hispanic too, and white, like mixed. But yeah,
forgive me, I'm really bad at that. Nor do I really try too hard to get it right. But
but those guys were talking about like we've been so blessed, and Ryan, like the main guy, the light skinned dude, like he's like like honestly, like once you get to like a point of like fame, and then people stop like noticing you, he's like I can't if I go out for to a Target. And no one comes up to me and says, "Oh, like you're so and so from whatever." I'm like low key, like, "What the fuck?" Like he was being 100% honest. Like
you like walk into the store, like showing people your ID. Like you get a bottle of liquor. Like, "Oh, you don't need to see my ID. You don't want to see who I am." Like, nah, you good. Like, nah, bro. You should just probably read my ID.
Come on, yeah. But he was talking about it, and they were all kind of resonating with it. Because they're like, dude, I was walking in the street, and this, that, and the other. It's the same thing for Meg. Megan Thee Stallion needs to be in the spotlight to, like, continue to thrive. Because pretty sure her and Party have broken up now, correct?
Yeah.
First off, Party was, I mean, look, I don't like Meg Thee Stallion as a person, but, I mean, if you look at her... If you just look at her and she don't say nothing, it's like, all right, I can deal with that.
There's a reason why she drops a music video with every song she puts out.
And she's not stupid. She ain't that dumb, and her label ain't dumb either. But the thing is like she needs that relevancy where Nicki's like, I could put out a diss track and just go on about my day. She has a whole ass kid. Like she's got a whole ass other part of her life she's got to maintain. Other things she's got going on, and she doesn't need this shit. She's been in the game for so long. Meg is a newbie to her. Like, a newbie. Like, she's like, why are you even, like, stepping on my toes, really?
So that kind of...
Like, why the fuck are you stepping?
That kind of rolls into the second question, though, that I was thinking about when I heard this. So, obviously, and Nicki Meg need, like, this attention is really benefiting Meg. Like Nicki, and she understands this. She understands what kind of influence she has. She even mentioned it in the diss track. But Nicki kind of acknowledging what's going on with Meg also adds to like the performance of her track. Like the fact that this beef is going on is very beneficial for Meg, more so than Nicki. Nicki's already at a level she don't need these kind of beefs or anything like that to boost her up. It can only hurt Nicki. It doesn't really help her anyway unless she just flat out does a Drake back-to-back on Meek Mill.
I was saying
that exactly. Nigga's life and on some legendary shit. But, like, I don't even think Nicki's, like, really giving Meg the time of day to do some shit like that.
No.
Okay, well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say real quick before you ask your question, I was going to say, funny. I love that. That he did end that nigga's career. Really, I was just insane.
His career didn't start back up until that nigga Drake like dapped him back up and like, all right, we're cool. Let's come out with a #1 hit together.
I mean, I was gonna say is like maybe on her second part, like because she could really honestly end Meg's career. Like, granted, she's got a label and everything, which is great for her, and she's always gonna have stuff coming out and people writing her songs and shit. But if she came out with Drake on a song and was like, "Yeah, we're both here now," that right there could respectfully end her career. TikTok.
I don't want that though.
I don't want it either.
I don't want Drake to like. I don't want them to feel like they need Nicki, the greatest female rapper of all time. Drake, when Drake dies, and that's when everybody will feel comfortable saying that he's clearly the greatest rapper of all time. Like, they'll give him that when they'll give him that when he either passes on or he's like way out of the game and we're missing that. There's an ad flow, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But I just feel like that's giving too much light, which rolls into my question. Do you feel like Nicki should be beyond this? Like, part of me, Meg is a big name. I don't think she's like, as far as historically as a rapper, I don't think she holds that much significance. But as a name, as an MC, she is, especially in the female space, she is a big name / brand. But it still kind of feels like Nicki's just like, I feel like Nicki can't win because it's like, why are you responding? Why are you beefing with this girl? She's clearly nowhere near on your level.
Well, I think it's like a thing where Nicki's like an OG type of rapper, where it's like, bro, if you're gonna come at me, like, please, like, I'm gonna have to, like, it's like I have to, like, to stand on business, basically. Like, she's got to do it to stand on business the way that she was raised up in the game, compared to if it's somebody like Meg, and say Nicki came at her first for some godforsaken reason. Like, Meg would maybe feel like, oh, like, this is great for me. I don't need to put anything out, but this is good attention. Now people can keep looking me up and listen to old songs and all this other stuff. That's how I would think it goes. Just because I think she is a little bit older than Meg Thee Stallion. Like I said, she's been brought up a lot differently than Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion came up in the TikTok era. Like, Nicki was out when we were listening to shit on the radio, bro.
Yeah.
Like, consistently on the radio. We're waiting for that shit to come on. Like, that's why I think it's just one of those things. I do agree with you. Like, it could be somewhat above her, and I would have loved for her not to have responded because it was kind of like it wasn't a slight diss, but I think it was more of like Nicki like exposing what Meg did with her with the kid and like all that other stuff, like trying to just body her and like be like discredit everything she says. Yeah. So inherently, it's like, oh, we really actually don't like her as a person, so we're not going to listen to music. But music is music, unfortunately. Like, no matter what you think about people, just like Gunna, if Gunna is a snitch, I still fuck with his music. You know, it's like the same idea we talked about months ago whenever that happened. So it's a weird conundrum, but I think that is the reason why. She's just an old school, like, rapper, brought up differently. Like, she feels like she has to.
Yeah, and obviously, so I'm playing devil's advocate for the sake of the show, just to bring up all perspectives. Obviously, like, I believe that this is something that hip-hop is lacking from its greats. Like, I feel like the competition level and the sense of competition and the awareness of where everybody sits on the totem pole is lacking in the hip-hop space, which I enjoy this from Nicki and Meg, because this is kind of setting the tone. And I feel like a lot of people are going to see how well Meg's song is tracking. So there's going to be a lot of people who are trying to punch up and, you know, get that same kind of thing. And I'm here for it. I want the legends to let these little niggas know that they little niggas. Like, because that's what happened. That's how they had to become legends. And the game needs that. Like, I love when we get a top dog, Drake and Meek Mill go at it, and then Drake clearly separates himself. Or Kendrick on Control, who literally calls out every other rapper in the game, and now all these rappers are shooting shots at Kendrick. We need the battle aspect of rap. I always said it would be the coolest shit in the world if, like, they did if they had, like, a versus battle not like the actual verses, but like you get a raw beat, a raw instrumental, write a verse to it, and then it's like the top 25 rappers in the game, and it's a tournament. And they like each round, there's an instrumental, you got to write a verse to it. Who makes the best verse, and they move on. Like some kind of like competition aspect to hip hop, like sports, I think would work really well in the rap game.
Yeah, I think that it's also this day and age now where everyone also has the same sound. Because like we've spoken about it a million times. I never fail to bring up social media on any of these podcasts. I will do it to the day this shit ends. To the day I die, I'll probably bring it up. Social media's influence is directly driven to the reason that the game has changed so much. There is no other reason. I do not believe there is any other reason that the game has changed aside from the influence and the intensity of social media. The fact that literally, if your song is not on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, any other platform, that shit's irrelevant to us. We don't fucking care. We don't like you. Drew Walls, the guy that like does the target runs, literally had Drake shout this man out because he was playing Virginia Beach on his fucking target runs.
Yeah.
And now Drew Wall is sponsored by the NFL.
Yeah.
By the NFL, bro. So I think like people and the game is going to evolve in a completely different direction that's not old, like the way that we grew up, where like rappers would try to come back at each other, or just hip hop artists in general. And I feel as if it definitely will be a diminishing factor because I find myself enjoying more R&B music than I do rap, but I do like a good bit of rap or hip hop when I do hear it. But I like good R&B though, like not like old. I mean, I like old school R&B too, but like if I like listen to new, like Bryson Tiller's got the rap R&B mix. I like that shit, like art, like Tory Lanez is why I like him so much. R&B rap, like that shit is just like boom. It's like
I like that 90s R&B.
Yeah, I mean
90s, early 2000s.
I like old R&B too, but like in terms of new age music or like this age and people coming out with music, that's what I enjoy. And I've deterred from saying, "Oh, I only like hip hop," or "I not only like hip hop, but I hip hop's my favorite genre." I think it still technically is, but R&B rap mixture is such a unique sound, and I think that it takes real one lyricism and two talent. Whereas now in the hip hop game, you don't need fucking talent, dude. You do not need it.
No.
It is irrelevant. All you do is get lucky or have the work ethic. It's marketing. Lil Mabu, bro. I didn't know who this nigga was.
These rappers aren't state-of-the-art, top-notch rappers or hip-hop creators. They're state-of-the-art, top-notch marketers and brand creators. And that's one of the reasons why we don't see the rap battles so much, from my opinion, is because there's too much money at stake. Back in the day, like, there wasn't as much money flying around. They weren't household global brands with McDonald's tied to them, Target tied to them, and all these, big public companies tied to them, and stakeholders' money's at stake with these individuals. That wasn't the case back in the day. So they were shooting shots at whoever. Anybody can get it, and I don't care what I said. I'll talk about your mama. I'll talk about Blueface's Charles Barkley looking baby ass. That shit, baby's fucked up. They'll say anything. They did not care. But nowadays, there's so much money at stake. There's such a household brand. They can't just get in these fights because it can be detrimental. If you lose,
branding, bro.
Yeah, it could put a strain on your brand, and now these people are pulling out. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Your numbers aren't the same anymore.
It's exactly how it is in like sports, right? They always talk about marketability. Like they're like baseball players are the worst, like the hardest marketable like player because they have no personalities.
Well, then who are these niggas? I've never seen them before.
These guys, I mean, it's fact. It's also because the American population watches baseball less and less. Even actually, not this past year. It was definitely higher this year, but that's because Shohei Ohtani exists. That's literally the only reason that shit's watched now. And I'm gonna be 100%. I love it because I love baseball, but anyone
I feel like Aaron Judge had a little bit of effect on it too.
Aaron Judge, Mike Trout sorta, but he's boring as fuck. but Shoei's a phenom, and then like that's like kind of it. Like,
you want to know what the difference is? It's because the niggas aren't the face. I am telling you, the difference is you need the tats, the swag, the I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to come here, do my business. I'm going to move the way I want to, and y'all going to have to adjust accordingly. Baseball doesn't have that. Any sport that's not on a global basis, like that's not really producing, is because they don't have that. They don't have that guy yet.
And the crazy thing is like, that's why, like, and it alludes directly or aligns directly with exactly why right now the game and the Meg Thee Stallion, this Nicki beef and all that stuff is like why it's just, it happens in general and why it almost seems a little weird or may even help Megan more, just simply because people aren't used to it as much. And granted, like, I mean, we spoke about the back-to-back, or you had a reference back-to-back. I mean, that was a different time, bro. That was 2015, 2016, brother. Like, that shit was like, I had that shit on repeat over and over again. Because he made it a song and dissed him about Nicki Minaj.
And the crazy part is I think Duppy Freestyle was the better one.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that Back to Back was the song.
Back to Back had the Instagram caption.
Back to Back. We're going back. So that's where I think we've got to understand, and for people listening and watching, it's the appreciation of like whatever genre of music it is, right? Because music's so different, and like it's really like, really unique, because anything is music, bro. Anything. You've probably seen people make fucking beats out of like leaves rustling together. Like there's so many different things to be able to do. And now with the way that, like I said, everyone sounds the same. Like everyone sounds the same. It's like everybody sounds like Playboi Carti. So if Playboi Carti went out, like, I mean, or if it was another like mumble rapper, baby rapper comes around and they're like, like, bro, it would be like, what the fuck is this? Like, are we having like a toddler fight or something? So I do think it can be a little bit detrimental to Nicki. Like I said, nobody fucks with Meg Thee Stallion. Her shine comes and it goes. Like, I don't think she'll ever get higher than what WAP allowed her to get to. Like, because Savage had a really high, but like WAP was just an insane. That wasn't a solo, obviously, but it's still like an insane hold on like a lot of men and women. Men for different reasons, women for different reasons, I believe too. Yeah. But in that same vein, I understand that, like, and then you and I both understand. I know we would agree on this. Is that it's never gonna be the same, unfortunately, as it used to be, and we definitely can understand, take it into consideration. Like I said, I appreciate, like you said, I appreciate, what Nicki's doing, and it makes it interesting and it keeps you involved and makes you want to keep up with it. But it's one of those things where it's like, damn, should I have really reached, But if we're going to talk about some more just music in general, honestly, I hate to say this because, like, I don't even want to give her this title, but unfortunately I think I have to for this moment in time. Literally the queen of music right now that's ruling the fucking world.
She might be the queen of celebrities right now.
Yeah, queen of celebrities. It's pissing me off, actually, at this point, because I see her everywhere now. I can't escape her. Can't fucking escape her. That should be the fucking Super Bowl. Miss Taylor Swift, DT Swift, Swifties, we hear you. Look, like and subscribe. We'll talk more about Taylor Swift. We promise if you do so.
Oh, I got some good things to say about her, Swifties, so make sure you tune in to this segment, all right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too many good things to say about her, but I can respect her getting her bread up. I can say that. T Swift, speaking of a amazing marketer, brander, everything, she's the definition of it. But this is on in a different light. As of recently, Taylor Swift's there have been explicit AI photos that have like gone crazy on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. And so she's considering legal action or whatnot to figure out, like, one, who did it, and then two, like, to make sure these shits get taken down. So obviously we've spoken about AI before, you know, Mike, and like we've talked about it a little bit, and we talked about the power it is, and I think it was probably 6 or 7 months ago, funny enough, probably.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to real life. I mean, do you feel like these types of things specifically, because this happened with like other, like, you know, semi-celebrities, like TikTok, you know, famous people, bunch of stuff. Is this becoming like a real problem when they're basically aligning a woman's body, specifically a woman's body, obviously nude, where she has not shown nude to our knowledge online? Or is this just like kind of like something that's like coming and going and we're just going to keep it moving?
So this specific situation is not an issue, right? The issue comes into play of, well, where can they take it next? Like, okay, this is the start, but where can it go next? The whole creation of a fake nude of Taylor Swift, I'm sorry, if this is the first time you've seen it, then my boy, back in middle school, high school, when you first started looking at porn, you weren't a good search warrior. Because I was searching on the web for my favorite celebrities, and trust me, there were plenty of Photoshop celebrity girl face on a random ass naked body that clearly was not hers, right? We all seen that. If you haven't seen that, like I said, get your search game up, my boy. You probably way behind the spectrum now. You probably all screwed up now too, because Pornhub swung out that new thing, and now you you were probably just avid. Only thing you knew was Pornhub, and now you can't go nowhere. You don't even know where to find the next get. So all I'm going to say is that. So this, what happened, I don't think is like a crazy issue. This has been out there before. Obviously, it looks better now. And that was a good thing. Swifties, this is what I was going to say good about Taylor Swift. To be 100% honest with you, Taylor Swift, sure, she's, you know, a tall blonde girl. I'm sure she's pretty. I've never had any like, damn, Taylor Swift moments. Like,
yeah.
I've never felt that way about Taylor Swift in my life. I saw them AI photos. Oh, God, got me feeling 22. Oh, I was like, whoa, damn. I became a Chiefs fan. Let me tell you, like, Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, Travis Kelce, best tight end in the world. Like, that's how I was feeling when I saw them AI photos. It got me looking at her completely different. So I don't know why she's suing, trying to get these off the internet. I would hit this nigga up. Let's blow these pictures up. Let's sell them. Let's do that. Let's go to Kim Kardashian Ray J route with these photos. Yeah. These can go crazy right now. We'll put them in the Super Bowl halftime commercial. Just do it. But like I said, where the problem can go is where can we go next? Because obviously we can see how well these AI photos and how realistic. I mean, to me, they clearly look like AI photos, but that like they look like really well done AI photos. But the problem is we do need to kind of nip this in the butt, because what happens when they start creating videos of Joe Biden giving a presidential announcement and he says some wild shit like we're about to go to World War III. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen videos like that. Like if you go like on Reddit and even on TikTok, people do it. I mean, I agree with you. I do think it is. I don't think it's necessarily like nothing, because I guess it's like a war on two fronts. But I do agree. Like they're definitely, because honestly, we're probably the dumbest we've ever been in the world, like in ever. Like in terms of like common fucking sense, dude. Like most people are fucking dumb. Like it's sad. And I look, and it's specifically, unfortunately, it's Americans. It's not the fucking Europeans. It's not the Africans. It's not the South Americans. It's the fucking Americans. United States of America. We are fucking stupid. We are behind on everything on the educational scale. Everything. Everything.
Well, the problem is, Americans don't have no sense. So we always say, like, people lack common sense, but sense is not common these days. So there's no such thing as common sense these days. Is people just lack sense at all, like any ounce of senses, because there is no, in this new world, what is common sense? What's common?
Yeah, and so the thing is when it comes to like AI photos like this and thing, it just proves the simple fact that has been a fact since the 60s, or since like the idea of naked women or just like any type of sexual actions of people. Sex sells. It sells. Point blank period. We just spoke about Meg Thee Stallion. Why do you think she drops a music video, like you said, with every single single?
Because sex sells and that ass jumps. That's why.
Yeah. Yes. And it is the easiest way for people to notice you. Not your voice, not the way you look, not the way you talk, not your personality, not what you bring to the table, but how you look in a sexual manner or a sensual vibe. It is simple as that. And for anyone out there that does not believe that, if you're God-fearing or not, I don't care if you are or you aren't, that shit works.
So
that shit works.
So what do you think is the biggest issue with this particular incident right here?
I think the biggest issue is that one is the way it looks, I guess. That's one. Like, realism is a hard thing to like, because now people are so locked into their phones, they believe everything they see on their phones. Like, when they see news, quote unquote, they start to believe it because it seems real. Like, there could be so much other shit going on, but nobody's going to look too deep into it because they're getting it from one platform or whatever it is. That's where the issue lies.
So the problem is how realistic it looks. So not the fact that they're doing it, because this is not, my thing is this is just not a new thing. Like, this is all, like, a lot of people are making out like AI has created this phenomenon. Like, no. This has been out there. Like, they have been doing that shit, and there's been a huge market for those fake shits. And now because, like we said, Taylor Swift is the queen of all celebrities at the moment, biggest brand in the world from an individualistic standpoint. Now that it's happening to her, now it's suddenly an issue. It's suddenly, now we got to ban it. One, I don't know how do you ban this? I almost feel like, yes, it sucks, because here's the problem. And, I'm not delusional. I understand there's problems that come here. This brings on unwanted sexual attention towards Taylor that she didn't want. There's going to be little kids that are looking at this, seeing Taylor like this. Maybe that might influence them to do certain things and take provocative pictures because, I saw Taylor do it.
Yep.
But
also, I think...
Yeah, go ahead.
Finish your thought.
And then, but I mean, I do agree with you. The problem is that they're starting to look more believable. I still think that those photos in particular were very, like, AI-esque, and if you couldn't realize that, you're part of the social media problem, but, that's just me.
I think the biggest issue that Taylor wants to sue and, maybe wants to sue and do all this other stuff, or maybe she's just saying that, who knows, is that a lot of her listeners are younger listeners. Granted, there's grown-ass women that listen to Taylor Swift. I know a few that listen to Taylor Swift. That's not a problem, but, like, it's continuously bringing in younger, newer fans, and most parents aren't going to allow their kids to watch or listen and watch someone that is sexualized to that manner on the internet. Like, they won't let them be involved with it. Like, I know any good parent probably would. Even the bad ones, who fucking knows? But that, it could ultimately hurt her numbers. Granted, she doesn't need another dime for the rest of her life. But for her own name and legacy, etc., so on and so forth, whatever she's trying to accomplish as a person on this earth, whatever her purpose she sees it as, it is a detriment to her image and her legacy because it will always be there. Just as much as Kim Kardashian is successful.
I don't know if you try finding the picture, her team has gone crazy. Like,
oh no, I look, when you put it in today, I like re-looked it up like to see if I could find it.
It's non-existent.
Dude, I went on everything. Reddit, dark web, everything. Dude, that shit doesn't exist.
That's how you know Kim Kardashian and Ray J actually leaked that porn video.
Yeah,
because that shit is not to be found anywhere, and you can find Kim's video anywhere.
Yeah, you can type that shit in right now, and you'll get a full version too.
Yeah,
full version. We'll go 12-second clip on 12-minute thing, and that's where the problem lies. I think that's really where not the problem, but the point of it is on her end. Granted, like I said, even in my search, quote unquote, or not my quote unquote search, my search this afternoon, evening, or whatever, see if I could find them again. I still found a couple oddly AI-esque pictures. They weren't the same ones, but the thing is when one person does it, everybody else starts doing it.
Yeah, so it's the stack on nature, and I think too where it becomes a bigger issue is not even the celebrities. I feel like the celebrities is whatever. You're always going to be manipulated in some fashion in those ways. That's what comes with the role. I think the biggest issue is that these AI photos don't just they're not just built to do that for just any celebrity's face. You can put it on any plain Jane girl that in your high school,
bro.
And create those photos.
It could be your nigga's girl, bro. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make these AI photos real quick. That first off, if you don't fuck with your boy's girl, easy way to fuck with her.
Does that consider revenge porn?
In a sense, I definitely think it is. You are right, and dude, the fucked up thing is, man. For anyone out there that's been on any site that is explicit and exactly what I'm talking about, the orange stuff or the other sites, bro, I've seen them do this stuff on like cam girls type thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're just doing it to whoever, bro. It doesn't matter. Deep fake is a real thing. I started learning about deep fake whenever Topic, I think it's Topic and Troye Sivan and then Tate McRae on You, that song. It was a song about the music video is deep faked. The girl's deep faking to become Tate McRae. Puts her face on her body. It is insane. And I started looking into it. I'm like, it's insane. I started looking at pictures. I'm like, holy fuck, that's real. I literally, if I didn't know any better, I would think that shit was real. I saw videos, all types of stuff. And that's the danger of it, because it could be shit. And this is a really fucked up thing to say, but it could unfortunately realistically happen at some point. If either one of you or I has a daughter one day, some dude could do it to my daughter. Literally just fucking random as fuck, random ass.
Send them through school and everyone believes it. Yeah, those are real world problems that I see taking place. But where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? Are you just not allowed to create AI photos of other individuals?
You literally, because the government, the thing about the internet, it's not regulated, even though they say it's not regulated, although it is. And the government has there's been FBI agents, all types of people that have said that they can regulate it. But the dark web as well, and I don't mean to get too nerdy here or anything, and I'll keep it short. But they spoke about it, the same FBI agent, investigator, CIA guy, or whatever he was. He's like, the government created the dark web. They created this shit. They made all the abilities, all the fucked up shit, you hear about, people murdering and all that other stuff up there. The government created all of it, and all this shit stems directly from the dark web. All the stuff you don't see on mainstream media, that gets to that point, on X or something like that, is simply from a place that was created by the people that oversee our country.
Yeah. And
it's all for peak's sake. And there's legitimately nothing you can do, because although we are getting dumber with common sense, we are getting much more, we are excelling on the technological standpoint at an extremely fast rate.
That's why I don't know, how can you really regulate that? I feel I feel like, and the amount of time it takes to start regulating AI, a specific thing, by the time you put something in place, a policy in place, we done moved on. Okay, we can't do the Taylor Swift thing. Well, guess what? We done moved on. We creating fake presidential elections. We creating a bunch of fake mass murder shootings and stuff like that. And now the timeline's going. We're past that, my buddy. Oh, we ain't worried about Taylor Swift no more.
And the thing is, it's like it'd be a coding thing, or ideally, right? It's a coding thing, and like I said, I don't want to get too nerdy here or anything like that. But like I've looked into this stuff before, but it's a coding thing, and like say they try to regulate it through coding, through the internet, however it is, showing that it is backed by the government, and the government sees it, it is regulated, all that good stuff. And then the second you put that code in, it is going to be complicated for the entire World Wide Web, right? Somebody else could just fucking move on and not move on. They can make the same shit again if they break the code. And then you got to make a new one, and that takes you months.
Yeah,
it's over and over and over again. There's no stop to it. It's just that I would hope the people that are doing it aren't as sadistic enough, or the people that have the power and the ability to do so aren't sadistic enough to do it to like children, which I'm sure they've done, all types of fucked up stuff. Like, I'm not saying it's okay to do it to a celebrity either, but they're already polarizing figures. I wouldn't want it to be anyone except for them if that had to be someone.
All I'm saying is, the only thing I'm going to say is that I do believe that there's problems that can stem from this, and it could get really ugly. But I don't think that the solution that we should be aiming for is heavy regulation, because heavy regulation will stifle what great things can come for AI. And I almost feel like we kind of, and what America usually does is we got to sit back and let it do what it do and kind of, correct it afterwards. We got to see where, and that's what America usually does. Like, anything new technology, social media. Now there's regulations on how social media can operate, what can be up there. Obviously, they're censoring more things. But when they first created social media, we kind of just had to sit back, and it was the Wild Wild West when Twitter was first created. Twitter was goated when it was first created. It was fun. People were really sharing what they thought, and now they're getting in trouble for it today for the shit that they were sharing 10 years ago. But it was just a different time, and you had to we had to do everything to see what should stay and what should go. And I kind of hope that they allow AI to do that without just kind of hitting a red button on it immediately.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see how she's going to go about legal action to figure out. I guarantee, look, the fucked up thing is, dude, there's so many intelligent, super, super intelligent people on the internet. Super intelligent, like nerds. They may not even look like nerds or beard, like these little skinny guys sits in his mom's face. These are probably regular ass people, look regular as fuck, and just can do this shit, and like you would never even know they did it. Like you wouldn't even know on their computer that they did it, bro.
I think it was some black dude who created it on Twitter. It's like, or at least he's black in the profile picture.
I mean, I will say this, and I'll say this once. Actually, I'll probably repeat it multiple times. I have a tendency to do that. If you believe that people that do these types of things can't do it again, you're fucking stupid. It does not matter what you do. Oh, we're going to press charges. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, if you can get him, but there's going to be a next guy.
Yeah.
There's going to be a next guy. You ever heard of Anonymous or Anon?
Yeah.
Like it's that, like the hacker, like an insane hacker group.
That they share all these secrets on these people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's those. Nobody knows like the main guy. Nobody fucking can find that person. No one. The government literally can't find him. And apparently he's in the government. He's the main guy and he's in the government.
Oh, is that what they're saying?
Yes, that's literally the guy, like, apparently, that's all that the guy was from Anon and said, like, all I know is that he's within the government.
That's fine.
Or they. He didn't use he. He said they are in the government.
That's a man of the people.
And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, So that's what I'm saying, bro. There at this point, like you have to like it's basically paying consequences. You're paying your consequences now for all the action you need to take on the front end. Granted, I'm glad, the government and the people in our country and maybe the world itself hasn't gone too crazy about social media and stuff like that to like try to do craziness to it. But when you don't put rules behind shit, people will not follow and they will go until you literally force them to stop. And once they're in a habit of doing it, then they rebel. So then you're too fucking late to stop them. So it's like, oh, we're doing this shit anyways, bro. It don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, like I said, like you said, to see where AI goes. But it is also a scary thing to be able to say, that AI has the power to do so much. But yeah, T Swift, I mean, and that I don't know who the next celebrity, because there's definitely gonna be some new celebrity AI picks that come out here probably fucking soon.
Probably
excited to see him. I mean, if you want me to be honest, I'm excited to see him. See how it works.
I'm excited to see the imagination of some of these people out here because I imagine that looks much better than what we would have gotten if we had some Taylor Swift photos.
It's probably not as true to form as it should be. But speaking of T Swift and her relations to everything right now, the ultimate celebrity, T Swift had a major part in her kiss after the game to Travis Kelce after the Chiefs beat the Ravens 17-10. 17-10. This past Sunday, fuck the Chiefs. I fucking hate those niggas. But we'll go down the list here. Let's just call it how it is. I saw Stephen A. talk about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, and he called it a choke. Was it a choke, Mike? Just flat out. We doing yes or no's. You can elaborate however you'd like, man.
It was absolutely a fucking choke job. And it hurts me to say this because Lamar is obviously who I was going for because, in case you didn't notice, in case you couldn't look at me or Sterling and notice, well, some of y'all are audio listeners, so and we probably fooled you because I probably don't have the blackest voice of all time. But for the audio listeners out there is indeed melanin in my skin, a decent amount of it too. So I was going for Lamar Jackson to win the Super Bowl because I wanted to see a nappy-headed nigga hold up the Lombardi trophy and say, I got this because all I did was scout. But he choked, and it hurts to say that, but he choked doing the one thing that, like, you could tell that everything that everybody has said to him all his life,
it's gotten to him.
It's gotten to him. It was in his head, and he was trying to prove them wrong. And he was proving them wrong in the wrong fashion. Don't prove them wrong trying to do what they say that you can't do. That was the wrong way to try and prove them wrong. If I was him, I would have proved them wrong like, hey, I'm going to show you a nigga can hold up a Lombardi trophy with my motherfucking legs.
Yeah.
With my legs.
I motherfucking yards, bro. If you I'll be the running back. And if you get a ring, it doesn't matter. I mean, I unfortunately, I saw Stephen A's whole thing to follow him in First Take on Instagram. And honestly, his take was good. That was one of his better takes. This is the best team Lamar Jackson has ever had. This is the healthiest he has ever been. And the healthiest his team has ever been, bro. Ever. I still got faith in them. I do. I got faith they have a chance. And their window is probably two more years. That's it. That's it, bro.
For this iteration of this team, the way the team.
For this generation.
Yeah.
Yes. For this iteration of the team, yes. And I don't know what they're doing with free agency. I'm sure they'll pick up some people and have to lose some people, which is fine. Because their team is fucking stacked. But unfortunately, yes, he went down to the one of the greatest that I hate to say, but one of the greatest quarterbacks that will probably ever play the game, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs showed up. Granted, like I said, I 100% think the Ravens should have won this game. I don't think there was anything in my mind before the second half started that I didn't think the Ravens were going to come back and win the game. I literally was like, oh, they're going to come back and win the game. I'm not really worried.
It's inexperience, though. It was clearly clearly inexperienced, and that's what showed in both games, is that the ones we've been here, we've done this. We know how these ropes go. You can see that the crazy thing about, and what always works in the dynasty's favor, like the Chiefs or the Patriots, right, is that they've done this so much, the experience has done this, that what the best part about them playing in the playoffs and what you need to realize, what makes the little small difference of why they always make the play they need to and other teams don't, they're constantly there, and so their emotions stay plateaued. They're not too high and they're not too low. And that is what wins games in the playoffs. And if you notice what lost the game for the Ravens, it wasn't necessarily bad playing. It was mostly emotions were too volatile. Zay Flowers' emotions got too high. He was trying to do way too much. He was pushing the player down when he made a big play, and that caused the penalty. Hey, my bro, do you not realize that we went all the way down here? We're about 10 yards away from the end zone trying to win the fucking AFC Championship game, and you can't be pushing down and get a taunting call. What are you doing? His emotions are too high. Then, he comes and he makes it back up, he makes that play, and then later on in that drive, they're going to try and score a touchdown. Lamar hits him, and he tries to make this big diving play in the end zone. That's football 101. They teach you not to reach for the end zone. They teach you not to do that when you get close to the goal line. But why did he do that? His emotions were high. This was a big moment for him. He could feel the moment before it happened. So all he could do was, I got to create this moment. The Chiefs aren't doing that. Patrick Mahomes is throwing little dump downs to Travis Kelce. He's taking whatever the defense is giving him. He's taking his 3 and outs on the head, like, okay, boom, y'all stop this. I'm not about to try and make no crazy fucking 40-yard bomb on 3 defenders like Lamar Jackson did to throw an interception. I'm not finna do that. Like, if you going to take away all my easy looks, we're just going to get 3 and out. It's emotions. Keep them steady, and you'll win the game.
I swear, and honestly, I'm glad you brought that pass up. I don't know how the fuck he threw that shit. They were all over that nigga, bro. I mean, it wasn't like, we know it's zone coverage, bro. We know it's zone. Like, we know it's fucking zone. They blitzed, I think, 40% of the time, which is great. Like, I mean, and they sit with a spy, one of the not slower middle linebackers. The middle linebackers in the game now are pretty quick, I will say, like in the modern NFL. But no niggas catching me. Run. I don't give a fuck. Like, Tony Romo kept highlighting, this is the maturity of Lamar over the past few years. See how he's recreating the pocket and he's becoming a passer again? He did that multiple times throughout the game. Looked great, honestly. And I was like, wow, that's what you're supposed to do when it's there. When it's not fucking there, take the fuck off. You know who takes the fuck off? You know what? Josh Allen almost beat the Chiefs twice, or he beat the Chiefs once and almost beat them again? Is because that big-ass white motherfucker doesn't give a fuck. He will run into people to get the first down. Lamar, we know you care, but your boys want you to win more than they want to win. Like, I love that team because I've been watching, like, they have like their YouTube channel or whatever, learning about some of the main players like Jaquan Smith and like some of their linemen and linebackers, and learning about who they are and how much they care about one another. Like, they really do have an amazing like team chemistry. Like, they really do care for each other. Those niggas want you to win more than anything, bro. They would have loved for you to run every single first down. They don't care. They want to go to the Super Bowl. You are inexperienced. Literally, Travis Kelce caught fucking 11 passes, which is just fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
11 targets.
Oh, 11. What do we do? Who's the defensive coordinator? Who is it? Who is it? Fuck the zone coverage. Patrick Mahomes is not that agile, bro. He's just creative. And I will always say that. He's not agile. He is creative. He's never going to be the fastest guy. He's never going to be the slowest guy. He's creative. Don't give him more than three fucking seconds in the pocket because he's going to fucking dump that shit down. And fucking Isaiah Pacheco, hey, man, I respect your story. I don't know if you heard about his story, like his whole reason why he runs so hard, like all this other stuff. Like, his sister died and his brother died, like, within, like,
what just happened there? What the
it's just, the story is just so fucked up that I'm not gonna tell it. But he lost some family members that were close to him at a younger age, like as he was getting in high school and stuff. And he runs super hard. Somebody needs to kill that nigga, deck him, deck that nigga. Jaquan Smith, fucking rip that nigga's head off, bro. Take a penalty one time. I'm tired of watching fucking. I don't even understand. You know me. When I play sports, I love getting my emotions to it. All my boys that know me from college know I love talking shit. I'll get into it. I know the line. I will go all the way to that motherfucker, like a Draymond Green, but not like Draymond Green. You know, I will go all the way to that motherfucker and sit there and teeter on it. But I'll never get a fucking flag if I was playing football. I won't get a foul for it if I was playing basketball or whatever sport it is. Unsportsmanlike. Brother, play the fucking game. We play football. Play fucking football.
Here's the problem.
Yes,
Here's the problem. The biggest problem is, and like you pointed out, what Stephen A. said, this is the best team, but it's not even about the fact that it's the best team. It's about the fact that this is the easiest path that it's going to be. And if you can't beat for the Bills, for the Ravens, if you guys can't beat the Chiefs this year, it's not getting easier next year. If you think the only people they're going to have to pass to is Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce next year, you are tripping, my bro. There's hella wide receivers on free agency, and I guarantee you if they all hit the market on free agency, they are waiting for that call. If Patrick Mahomes or Andy Reid calls, everybody else got to wait because they're going to wait to hear and see if they got a deal from the Chiefs, because that is the place to fucking be if you want to get a ring. And I don't see the Ravens making it to Super Bowl next year. I think it's going to get much harder next year. Joe Burrow comes back.
The Browns are going to be healthy again.
Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh.
Justin Herbert's going to be better.
C.J. Stroud sophomore year.
C.J. Stroud's going to be fucking amazing. Bro, Lamar, man, I love you, and I really, really want you to win. I really, really do. I one of my favorite players to watch in the NFL. Literally one of my favorite players to watch. And you have I don't even want to watch this ball. I have to root for the Ravens or the fucking we lost. We fucking lost.
What? UNC?
Yeah.
Damn, we lost?
Oh my god. 74-73, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Don't tell me this shit was another buzzer beater, bro. I'm gonna start fucking losing my mind. But either way, I'm telling you, man, I want you to win more than anything. And literally Odell said it in a video, said this is the best team I've ever been on. Odell has won a 2 rings, right? This, or 1 8.
No, he's got 1, but just the Rams.
Just the Rams. But still, granted, he didn't even play that game, but
he didn't play this last one. We give her for shit.
See, and I hope, and this is, and we'll move on to the next question within the championship. We'll talk about Lions, 49ers, all that good stuff too. I see what Lamar, I hope Lamar goes back to the lab this offseason like nobody's business. I really, really do, with knowing the core that he's going to have. I don't know why, and I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't know why he's not throwing the ball more to Odell. Odell gets open. And Odell can fucking catch. If you want to throw to any nigga, fuck Zay Flowers' 45-yard streak route every fucking play. Every single play, this nigga's running a post up the middle on cover 2. Every single play. I don't even see him run slants. He's a slot receiver. What the fuck is he doing?
He's just fast as fuck. But my whole thing is, even if Lamar goes to the lab, what are we expecting from him? How much better can it really get? He just won MVP. He's got 2 MVP. Would you want to win a third one? So for Lamar, from an individual perspective, this was a very successful season for Lamar Jackson. He won his second MVP. He went to an AFC title. He's officially stamped himself as a Hall of Famer. That's signed, sealed, delivered.
Delivered, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer now after this season officially. But from a team achievement perspective, he fell flat on his face. And, I don't really see – I don't think there's anything he has to work on. Like, Lamar, just play your game. Like, don't let the moment be too big. Like, don't let it's emotions, man. It's emotions.
I will say this, though. I will say this. If they have a similar iteration of this team next year, because this would be the only way I would say they make the Super Bowl next year. This is the 100%. And we know how football is. We've talked about it. It's all about injuries and things like that. Those things are going to happen. And for him to stay healthy, it's hard. Well, he's not a huge injury problem. It's the other people around him that stay healthy, too. But I believe if they somehow face off against the Chiefs next year, the Chiefs will be better. And I would hope that he's better and the team is better and they've improved and learned and obviously been all.
Well, Odell's not going to be there most likely.
Yeah, Odell probably won't be there next year. And he's got, Isaiah Likely, he's fucking nice. That nigga might get some bread this offseason. And they honestly, if they want to get some, whatever piece they need, the Ravens need, they use that nigga because he shined this year while Mark Andrews was out. I will 100% say that. That dude's going to be an awesome tight end. But I believe if they get to the AFC Championship again, I do believe if they play the Chiefs, it'll be I think that Lamar will be more willing to run. The reason the Panthers shot out Cam Newton, literally not almost in the Super Bowl. We didn't win it, but but the Panthers made it to the Super Bowl because why? Because Cam Newton was the most dynamic quarterback in the NFL at the time. Hands down, when he won the MVP that year, all that craziness, dude, he literally was unstoppable. The only thing that can stop him is himself. There was nobody else that can stop him. Literally. And it's the same thing with Lamar. There is nobody that can stop you. There is no team in the NFL that wants to play you. People fear you right under Patrick Mahomes. Honestly, this season on the same level for a majority of it. That's how good you were. Because you weren't afraid to use your fucking legs. Run for 100 yards and throw for 150, bro. You had 250 with 2 touchdowns in the air and 1 touchdown on the ground, dude. 21 points on the board of minus any rushing. Dude, you're putting up 30 points a fucking game.
That sounds nice and all, but even Lamar playing his game, see, the thing is for me is it's not only that he didn't play his game and that would have helped him. It was that he didn't play his game, and this Chiefs team is not the team that we're used to seeing. This is not the best version of this Chiefs team. So even if they meet up again in this AFC title game, we get the rematch, and Lamar's playing his game. Well, guess what? Mahomes is going to have a new toy next year. And so Mahomes is going to be Mahomes most likely again next year. So now you got to play, not only you got to play that good-ass defense that you couldn't do shit against, but now you got to also sco. Because Mahomes, Travis, whoever they pick up in free agency, they going to get busy next season. Nothing changed. It's going to be on Tyreek Hill days again, I'm telling you.
Them drops is not going to happen, bro. And that's something that caused them losses all throughout the year. And you could likely not be the number 1 seed next year and have to go to KC. You don't want to go to that motherfucker place. Granted, M&T was lit. M&T Bank was lit. It was super cool to see that. I was so excited for Baltimore fans to be able to experience that, even though they did take a loss. I was excited for Baltimore fans, Ravens fans to experience it. That's super cool. I am really excited for the future of football, as I'll continue to say. I do, unfortunately, still believe this is one of the best seasons we've had in a while. Even though, obviously your Cowboys went out early and, a bunch of other stuff. But I do believe, in terms of just, wow, this season's been so much, different stuff that's happened. You had a crazy good rookie quarterback, in C.J. Stroud. I mean, Lamar had another MVP season. The Chiefs have somehow made it back to Super Bowl. Even though I don't root for them, somehow made it back to Super Bowl with one of the lesser teams out of the dynasty that they've had. And you've got a last pick in the draft type of guy or, Mr. Irrelevant with the Monstars, in the championship. It's a really cool thing to see. And speaking of that, Patrick Mahomes, we spoke about it, we alluded to it, not to go into too much detail, but are we saying this man is on pace to be the GOAT, or is he already the GOAT if he wins the Super Bowl?
He's not already the GOAT. So let's recency bias is a motherfucker. Let's pause the brakes. He's not already the GOAT if he wins the Super Bowl. Now, if you match up his first 6 seasons versus Brady's 6 seasons, he is whooping ass. So I will say that he's having a greater start to his career than Tom Brady is. But let's put things in perspective. He's only got 2 rings. Even if he wins another ring, that's 3. He still has to get, what, 2 Peyton Manning careers left to catch up to Tom Brady? Like, he has 3, and then he needs 4 more Super Bowls, so he needs 2 more Peyton Manning careers to catch up to Tom Brady before he can get to him. And so, where I think that this is a very likely scenario when it's all said and done. I think a lot of people will be able to say Mahomes is the best player they've laid eyes on in their life. But I don't think that they'll have a hard time giving him the GOAT, and they'll want to give it to LeBron. But it's the biggest thing that's going to hurt Mahomes when it's all said and done if he don't smash Brady's Super Bowls, which he very well could be. Brady went through a decade where he didn't win a Super Bowl. I know recency bias is a big thing, but it is hard for me to imagine Mahomes going a decade at any point in his career without getting a Super Bowl like that. At least right now, that's unfathomable. But the biggest problem is going to be that he's going to run into, and the reason why LeBron is still spoken into the GOAT debate now, we never seen them together. We've never seen them play each other. But Brady and Mahomes have played each other in not only an AFC Championship game, but the Super Bowl. And guess what? Brady is 2-0. He ain't never caught no L's to that nigga. And he was old on his way out. And this is, it was really early in Patrick Mahomes' career, but this is the crazy Mahomes. Like, we seeing dots from all over the field. Tyreek Mahomes. So, the whole thing is, even if he gets close to the Super Bowls or he ties them, the Brady people will always be able to hang their hat on. Well, we've seen him play face to face, and he had 2 licks at him and could not get him once. So what are we talking about here? That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, Brady is the GOAT. Yes, I don't think. I think it's the same thing as like an MJ type of thing. I think LeBron will be the closest person that gets to LeBron, Kobe, in terms of like getting close to Jordan type of thing, but he's like, it is a LeBron debate sort of, right? Because unlike LeBron actually, LeBron started out his early part of his career not losing, but basically carrying the team to the Eastern Conference Finals and then losing, and then making it to the finals and losing over and over again and over and over and over and over again. Whereas Mahomes, like you said, has had a phenomenal start to his career. I unfortunately, like I said, I've said it before. I said it last year, and I fucking was pissed as fuck when this man won, that he wasn't going to win another Super Bowl before that one. I genuinely believed that because I did not think health around him and the whole Travis Kelce thing was going to last. Because over the past few years that Travis Kelce has kind of come to the forefront. By the way, Travis Kelce is 34 years old. He's only got a couple more years in the league. So, Mahomes, you better eat that shit up and find your new tight end. I mean, it's a fact. It's just a fact. And Kelce, he's strong and whatnot, but he's fucked up in the head, bro. He's fucked up. Them niggas been hitting him like fuck. Like, Raquan Smith is a big dude. He's a big dude. And if he hits you, it's going to hurt. So, that's one thing.
But, quick. Kelsey's got his GOAT. Signed, sealed, and delivered. He's the greatest tight end of all time.
Well, the thing is, it's Gronkowski would have been the greatest tight end of all time if he continued to play for the rest of his career, in my opinion.
Oh, probably. I mean,
it's a Barry Sanders type of thing because Barry Sanders probably would have been one of the best running backs of all time.
Barry Sanders is the best running back of all time. I don't care how long he played.
I mean, some people wouldn't put it that way. Some other people wouldn't put it that way. Granted, he only played 8-9 years in the league.
Yeah.
So Travis Kelce has not even a longevity thing because he came in latter part of his career and started performing, whereas Gronk was performing, didn't matter when the fuck it was. He was just catching, and that nigga can catch anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference is what do you put, like, what do you look for more out of your tight end? Because Travis is more of a receiving tight end. He's the only tight end to have more than 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. I think he's had 7 or 8 in a row. And Gronk is a more all-around tight end. He's not only getting the big play touchdowns and having the big games, but he's doing the grunt work and getting in there and, really making a difference. So
that's why you could also argue why you would want to put Gronk above him, but you can't. It's just hard because it is a recency thing and it's a bunch of other stuff too. And shout out Travis Kelce. I will give him his props and his flowers. He passed Randy Moss for most receptions. Jerry Rice. I'm sorry, not Randy Moss. Jerry Rice for most receptions in a playoff career, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's gonna shatter that at this point, which is really shout out him.
Crazy.
I will be
crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy to think. But I will always be praying for Patrick Mahomes' downfall. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they say I'm a hater. I'm a fucking hater. I don't like him. I think he's a dweeb. I think he's a weirdo. I would honestly just, if I beat that motherfucker, I would make sure he knew it every single time. Every single time. Because he's like, I'm an old competitor. I'm like, nah, dude. You're not a competitor. You're just a fucking weirdo. He's not in the GOAT. He's not a GOAT. He's on pace. But like you said, the 7 Super Bowls, bro, I mean, it's unfathomable. It's unfathomable to even think about winning 7.
And got another one with a different organization too. So
yeah, and got one with a different team, and I do respect that too. So but Brady did play longer. We know that, and people are like, oh, he played forever, blah blah blah, and he had a great coach and all this other stuff. Yeah, they did. I mean, the Patriots were fucking unbeatable, bro. They were public enemy number 1. If you were not in the Northeast, being from Boston or from Mass. You fucking hated the Patriots.
Collectively, when we all watched those games, everyone was rooting against the Patriots. And we always got hurt.
Yeah. Didn't the Seahawks or didn't the Panthers play the Patriots?
Huh?
Didn't the Panthers play the Patriots?
In the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Yeah. That was even worse.
That was the merger year, right? When y'all got the new squad, everything like that. Yeah,
that was a bit. Well, that was 2016 year, I think it was, in 2015, 2016, or 24. I can't remember exactly, but 2014, I think. But
what? When Cam was in there?
Cam was 2016. 2016.
Yeah. Cam. Y'all played the Broncos.
Broncos played fucking Peyton motherfucking Manning, bro. How do we play the GOAT or one of the GOATs? So, and look, I'll give someone their flowers when they deserve it. I do think that it will be interesting to see this year and the next coming years. I 100% believe you should never play, and I mean never play man coverage against the Chiefs. I don't care who the fuck who's on the squad. Never play.
You mean zone?
Never play zone. You need to play man. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is. I mean, I think he's great. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he will ever have the weapons to consistently beat teams playing effective man coverage. I do not believe that. And he can throw dots. I mean, he's going to throw dots because he's a fucking NFL quarterback. But that is what it is. Let's talk about the other guys. Lions, 49ers. Obviously, Lions folded to the 49ers 27-24. Now it is the Niners versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Question is, with Mr. Irrelevant in the backfield as the field general, is it time to really give him his flowers, give him his respect for what he's done, Mike? Actually, fuck.
Go for it.
Fuck no. I don't care, bro. He can win a ring. I don't care. He has the Monstars. The entire Fred Warner is on the defense. First off, let me put in perspective why the reason I'm pointing out Fred Warner, guys. This dude is 6'3", 250, 60 pounds, and runs a 4.4, and he plays middle fucking linebacker, bro. Shut the fuck up, dude. You want to be a running back running against a guy that runs a 4.4 and that big and can hit you like a motherfucking truck? Then you got Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, the best left tackle of all time.
Even their fullback is the best fullback in the league. We don't even use fullbacks anymore.
Dude, you're telling me I should give this motherfucker respect? Hell no. Brock Purdy, you can lick my nutsack. Actually, lick my gooch, bro. The nasty shit. Lick my gooch. The only person that's touching my gooch is my girl, and I ain't got a girl right now, so ain't nobody touching the shit.
So it's nice and dirty for him.
Nice and fucking dirty for it. I had nobody lick this shit up in a minute, bro. You can have it. So, no, motherfucker, you ain't never getting my respect. You can win 40 rings, bro. 40. You have fucking one of the best teams I've ever seen on the planet Earth that doesn't have the quarterback as the best player.
Yeah.
On the planet Earth, there has never been a team this dominant, this good across the board, specifically on offense. Aside from the quarterback, Brock Purdy, I don't give a fuck what they say in San Francisco. You are not good. If I played football a majority of my life, and say I might have played in college at like a JUCO or a D2 school, I could go in your position and go to the fucking Super Bowl. I believe that with my whole fucking heart. My whole heart. Because I would have known how systems work, etc., plays, timings, all that good stuff. You have the fucking Monstars. We have mentioned it before. You are literally, it's like a rigged game, bro. A rigged game. You are not good at football. You are okay at football. Christian McCaffrey is good at football. Brandon Ayuk is good at football. Deebo is good at football. George Kittle, the rat nest himself, is good at football. Fred Warner, the whole motherfucking team, the coaching staff is goated. You have everything. What else can you ask for? Anybody would be good. Put a fucking toddler back there, they can win a Super Bowl, bro. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. He is never getting my respect. Ever. He holding up that trophy smiling and shit. Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. Go back and live with your fucking parents or something, bro. Or he's living with his fucking roommate. Say hi to your roommate for me, bro. Maybe you can go out there and in your place one day. Nobody would know the difference.
So
I'm sorry. I had to.
No, I'm glad you did, because my eyes say the same exact thing. My eyes, when I watch him play, I just don't see greatness. And one thing I will give him, it does seem like he has a knack for pulling something out of his ass towards the end of the game. Like, I guess that's a quality to have, even though that fucking bomb that pretty much put them in a position to kind of get rolling, he was a clear pick that he just threw and knocked off the helmet off of the other player. And Brandon Ayuk, the dog he is, catches it midair. So, I mean, and we're going to give him credit for that bomb. But yeah, here's the thing. My eyes tell me that Brock Purdy is, an average quarterback at best. Maybe he's slightly above. My eyes tell me he's in that 16 to 14, 13 range. Like, good, yeah. You're going to be a franchise guy. I don't think that he's, I don't think we're talking about him if he's on most teams in the NFL. I think he gets exposed. But
absolutely.
With that being said, it's almost like, even though my eyes tell me that, I kind of have to just let it go. Because here's the thing, he's going to be on the 49ers. He's not going nowhere. Deebo's not going nowhere. Ayuk's not going nowhere. McCaffrey's not going nowhere. Kyle Shanahan's not going nowhere. That mind is staying there. That system's going to stay in put. So my whole thing is, all those things about Purdy can be true, yet he still might have a Hall of Fame career. All that could be true, yet he still might have a Hall of Fame career, because that system, as long as Kyle Shanahan is there that system is there and they're rotating out decent talent, then he's always going to be relevant in some sense from a wins-loss perspective, which we all know that is heavily swayed in our opinion of how a quarterback plays, right? Because if we're being honest, Brock's not even Dak, if you being honest with me. If I personally don't think Brock's Dak, but his stats are right there, and his stats will probably always be there, and his wins will probably match up too, because he's going to be in a great system. But if you trade at places, I think Dak on that 49ers team would produce very similar output. Maybe he might throw a pick six at an untimely manner. Then Brock wouldn't. That might very well happen, but you never know. But should I give Brock his respect? I'm not going to be the one to give it to him, but I'm also not going to be the one to fucking shit on him either, because he don't give a fuck. He winning. If he turn around and win the Super Bowl and everybody's like, he's not that good, if I'm Brock, I'm letting my shit hang, nigga. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care what nobody says. Point me to the nigga who's good, who's better than me, and tell me what he's doing right now. Oh, he on the beach watching my ass hold this Lombardi trophy. So as much as I agree with you, because I see flaws on flaws with Purdy, and he's young. He's young. Not to say he can't fix that up later in his career. I'm just saying what I see from my eyes right now. He's not the guys that we're trying to put him with. But at the end of the day, he's winning like them or at a higher clips than them. And if he continues to do that, regardless of how good he actually is, at some point we just gonna have to call him fucking good because the resume's there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the division's always gonna be shit. Not always gonna be shit because you still have the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are gonna give you a fight. Geno and Pete Carroll, well, he ain't there no more, but you know that team's gonna fall apart. So I mean, he's gonna make it to playoffs every year at this point. I don't want to fucking hear. Look, Brock, don't get me wrong, bro. I'm rooting for y'all motherfuckers in the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for you motherfuckers. Hell yes. Go 49ers. Woo!
I'm going for Mahomes, bro. Fuck the 49ers, bro. Fuck the 49ers.
Well, I want to see, the thing is, the thing is when the 49ers were playing the Packers, when I was at the bar watching it and I was hanging out with the Packers fans, I was like, dude, fuck Christian McCaffrey. He literally got healthy, left, and now he's trying to win a Super Bowl. And
bro, y'all got rid of him. Why are you be saying like you acting like he bombarded his way out of fucking? Y'all got rid of him and DJ Moore.
Well, it's Tepper's fault, and yeah, fuck that. It's Tepper, but it's still like, oh, I'm so happy over here. Fuck you, still, bro. And two, it's like, bro, like, how, like, why does this have to be the Super Bowl, bro? Like,
I mean, like, it's really not like that enticing of a storyline. Like, we either get a continued dynasty. I think 49ers outside of the Chiefs is probably one of the most hated teams in the league just because they're always talking shit and yet they're always winning. So, I think most of America wanted Lions-Ravens.
Yeah.
I think everybody wanted the underdog stories for the Super Bowl. Or the people that we wanted are already out. Like, they've been out. Like the Cowboys.
And to speak of the Lions, let's talk about the fucking that. You talk about a fucking choke job. Holy fuck. That's some Atlanta Falcons
28-3.
By the way, to speak on the GOAT real quick. Let's not forget that this motherfucker Tom Brady came back from 24-3. 28-3 in the Super Bowl. The Falcons threw.
Let's not forget that all of us was in that bitch smiling, high-fiving, dapping up like that.
What year was that? What year was that?
Oh, fuck. It wasn't too long ago, to be honest. I can't remember.
Dude, I just remember I was so fucking happy. I was like, let's. And obviously the Falcons are a division rival for the Panthers, so I'm still like, fuck Brady.
When Julian Edelman caught that one catch that was crazy where he just kind of grabbed it right before it touched a blade of grass, I was like, dude, what in the fuck? How do they do this shit? I hate these niggas, bro. It's always these little white ass fucking elf looking niggas, TV and they get these little short-ass white dudes that making us look like bullshit, bro. They're making me feel like I ought to be picking cotton or something. Like, damn, they really are superiors. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, yeah, Brady did make a lot of white dudes relevant in the NFL. I will say that, too. But to speed of the Lions' meltdown or just the choke job, I mean, just the everything. Like, Jared Goff, the fucking team, Dan Campbell, like, bro, like, it's like Dan Campbell had some weed and had a fucking Xanny at halftime. Like, he had both, and he was too on. Like, I only do this when I'm drunk and I'm high, but I'm both right now.
Both.
I mean, bro, like, there was no adjustments, like nothing throughout the second half of the game. It was like, yo, are we gonna change anything?
Well, the biggest thing is that fucking the choice to go for it on fourth on multiple occasions. Now, granted, that nigga Reynolds is straight up booty cheeks, and y'all need to go ahead and fire his ass. Go ahead and sign me up. Give me about 6-7 months to kind of get my stamina back up to a decent place. I might need 6 or 7, maybe 8 to 9. Y'all in crazy shape. If you want me to get in that kind of shape, give me a year. And then I'll be ready. But I'll be ready to reply. I can guarantee you one thing, though. I'm not dropping both of them passes. Reynolds dropped 2. Now, I might get nervous and drop the first one you throw at me because there's some big-ass niggas out there. But once the nerves go down, I ain't dropping the second one.
Dude, and, like, it's just like, I know you're playing the Monstars and Brock Purdy, right? I understand that. We're playing the Kyle Shanahan system. You're playing Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers that'll probably ever be in the game, too. Like, and that defense has been Joey Bosa and, I mean, all those guys. I was about to say Nick Bosa, but Joey. Great team all around. We understand that. Like, but you obviously showed that, like, you can expose them and be good and score against it, and then be efficient on the defensive end as well, and holding them to 3 and outs and tough drives. But, like, I mean, Dan Campbell, bro. I mean, Dan Campbell's one of my favorite coaches because I love, like, how much he, like, you could tell he's really into it. He loves his players, loves the team, very passionate about the Lions in general. And this whole year was a win for them. Like, everything that happened this year was a win. Everything that happened. There's no, like,
this is not a win, dude.
Unfortunately, it's aside from that game, making it to the game was a win.
But the game, had they lost in any other fashion, I agree with you. But the fact that they were up 24-7 at halftime, they should be in the Super Bowl. No, there is not one team in the championship rounds that feels like, man, we deserve to be there. That's not in there. That's not the Lions. Like, the Lions deserve to be in that Super Bowl. They look like they came out there to make a whole ass statement. And because Dan Campbell wants to go for it on fourth down, not go up 17, and did not learn from the man that he's coaching against, because Kyle Shanahan knows damn well, he knows nice and clear, that 28-3 comeback was on his offense. He was offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons when Tom Brady did that. And what he did is he tried to play conservative, and he tried to not run it up, and he let Brady come back. And Dan Campbell, what did I mention earlier when we first started talking about football? Is the biggest difference in playoffs. I guarantee you, if you pay attention to who wins and loses games in playoffs, they should wear a heart monitor. I'm telling you, it's emotions. It comes down to emotions. And if you are steady even kill in the playoffs, as close to steady even kill, you're most likely going to kill it and go deep and have a deep playoff run. But the people whose emotions are volatile, is going up really high and going down really high, you're going to make mistakes. And mistakes are costly when it comes down to this time of the year. And Dan Campbell let his emotions get ahead of him. He wanted to he's been this guy. He's been known as the guy going for fourth down, and he wanted to keep that
Ron, dude.
Yeah,
he's literally what Ron Rivera used to be, but also Ron Rivera had Cam Newton. So I mean, I'd go for it too. But like, I always like the way I look at fourth downs. Right, it's all about positioning, points. There's so many things that go into it. If it's if it's 4th and 6 on our own 45, I'm not going for it. If we're up 24-7, I'm not going for it. I'm punting the ball away. I'm making Brock Purdy and the 49ers burn clock because that's what it's about. It's about fucking clock management. You're up 17 points. You are an NFL football team, one of the better ones in the league at the moment. That's 3 scores, bro. They have to literally get the ball in the end zone or through the uprights an equivalent of 3 times to get to 17 some ways.
And stop you that many times.
And stop
One thing they brought up here is I don't even see. It doesn't even make sense to go for it on fourth down because I forgot who it was. I was watching it on First Things First thing. Nick Wright brought it up. Had they trade field goals for touchdowns throughout that halftime, the Detroit Lions still would have won. They still would have won. So why are you eager to get these touchdowns? Like it's so hard to score 3 times and a half and stop the other team from scoring at all. Take your points.
With the way they play, because Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get the ball. Like, he's going to get the ball to be able to run around and do this thing. The clock is going to run, bro. And, like, I don't know if it's the same thing with the Chiefs game, but the Chiefs had the ball majority of the game. Like, they had the ball majority of the game because dumbass Lamar wouldn't use his fucking legs and get first downs. But that's aside from the point. Like, the average NFL drive, like for like from like on a kickoff, they come out to the 20, 25 or whatever it is. They come out there for a 75 to 80 yard drive. It's typically around 6 to 7 minutes, typically, unless there's a bomb play. Like they just throw a bomb and they just get it. Like they, get on a long play. 6 to 7 minutes. There are 30 minutes in the second half. There's 30 minutes in each half, 15 in each quarter. Think if you have the ball one time and score a touchdown or even go down for a field goal, say each drive is 5 minutes you have. Say you have 3 drives. You have 15. You burn a quarter by yourself and you can take 9 points.
Yeah.
9. You lost by 3. By 3, bro. If you are up in the fucking NFC Championship game against the Monstars and Kyle Shanahan, fucking kick it.
There's no reason your organization has never seen a Super Bowl in their existence. Take the goddamn points, my nigga. You are playing with way too much history to be trying to be cute and trying to keep your little thing going on that you created this persona. I go for it on fourth downs. Like, no, you lost that team. You lost the game for your team because the players played well enough. What they did on the field was deserved a W. Had they been coached properly, they would have got the W. So it's on Dan Campbell. That's how I see it.
Who takes the points? You know one of the greatest coaches of all time takes the points? You know exactly. Bill fucking Belichick takes the points.
Oh,
Bill Belichick never fucking goes for it. Yeah. Even in the dynasty. The dynasty didn't. They had Adam Vinatieri, by the way. Well, they had Adam Vinatieri. Yeah, it was Adam Vinatieri in the Oakland Super Bowl. Or not Oakland, AFC, I should say the AFC Championship. Adam Vinatieri, for a part of it, they've had good kickers, right? Doesn't matter. Take the fucking points, dude. Take the fucking points. See, I understand in a game like where Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson were going against each other, the Ravens-Chiefs game, where Jim Harbaugh is known to looks at Lamar and they kind of make eye contact, like, oh, let's go for it. Patrick Mahomes the same way with Andy Reid, like, look, like we're 4th and 2, let's fucking do this. Like we're on the 45, we can take points away from them, like, and cut the deficit or grow a lead or whatever it is. I don't want to fucking hear anything from him at this point if they never see the NFC Championship game again. Because, like, next year, like, that's the same thing for, like, Lamar. It's fucked up to say. It's like, dude, your biggest division rival, well, the Vikings were good for a part of the year, and then Kirk Cousins happened and all that stuff, craziness, unfortunately. But now you have J-Love. Yeah. Like, J-Love and that team are the youngest team in the NFL. We're in the playoffs. They're actually the youngest team in the NFL. Like, that dude he almost beat the 49ers if it weren't for a fucking he threw a pick too, didn't he?
Yeah, he threw 2 that game.
Yeah, he threw that last second. Damn. He threw that last second one, which was just inexperienced. But J Love going to be around for a minute, and that team is young, so they ain't paying him. So they can keep them together.
Yeah, and you gotta assume that the Cowboys gonna make a deep run next year too. So like, it's really not gonna get much easier.
Or J Love walks in the house and might do it again. You better. Well, he might be a reaper, bro. He might be y'all fucking reaper. I can see him being a reaper for y'all motherfuckers.
Well, Aaron Rodgers was, so it wouldn't surprise me if another Green Bay quarterback.
Yeah, but either way, like. You're gonna have a really tough division. That division might be the most competitive next year. I think if I'm just thinking about just this past year and like looking into things once everybody gets healthy.
I don't know. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns.
Oh, that's just accurate. I forgot. Second, it'll be the most competitive in the NFC. I'll say that. Probably be the most competitive in the NFC. But you're gonna have one of the most competitive divisions in the league. For you to come out of there with a wild card spot would be a blessing. Let alone a division title, right? Or a division title, or let alone a wild card spot. So now we're talking about, like, you could have squandered an opportunity that you never may see again as a head coach of that team.
And he said that. He said he went for it because they might never go back again. I'm like, well, that was the opposite approach of what you got the right idea, but the result should have been to just take the points because why gamble something that you might never get another chance to do again?
Well, I hope that team, because I do like that team. I love the whole Detroit Lions. Like, I think Michigan is so, like, it's super cool to see, like, a team that struggled for all these years, basically our entire childhood into our adulthood, that has struggled tremendously. The first 0-16 team ever. He was on the team. Like,
and so was that bum-ass nigga Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah.
Nigga, bro.
But it's an insane thing to think about. And what I have to say is that I'm excited for their future. Jared Goff is not their future. Jared Goff is just, I don't know. I don't know what he does, how he does
played
it.
his ass off, though. He did play his ass off.
He did. He's got a good team around him. Like, he's solid. He's experienced. Like, he's been in the league for a while. He's a good guy to lead younger guys within that locker room. But the last thing I want to lead into is just a quick Super Bowl prediction. You already said you're going for the Chiefs. I'm sure you probably think the Chiefs are going to win. I think the 49ers are going to win 24-17. Fred Warner's going to shut down fucking Patrick Mahomes as a spy. I do not think they're going to be able to fucking do what they did against the Ravens, because that nigga Brock Purdy is not going to make a mistake. He will dump that bitch off. Christian McCaffrey, hey, take it.
You haven't learned, have you? He gonna learn you. He gonna learn you for sure. Good old my homie, he heard all that. He heard that. You know he be listening. He texted me. He texted me. He said he be listening.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Hey, tell him that I don't like his wife and his ugly ass kid. I saw that motherfucker too.
No, I'm gonna tell him we need that State Farm sponsorship.
Dude, I see him more than any person on television.
Tell him to get that, bring that nigga Jake on the pod.
Oh shit, that'd be sick. That'd be sick as fuck.
No, so yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm going for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think it's going to be a fucking showdown of a game. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Damn. I'm going
to say 31-17, but
I'm going 27-23. Chiefs.
Okay. Nice. Well, I mean, that's kind of like, I'm excited to see it. I mean, I hate to have to wait a whole week for the fucking Pro Bowl bullshit. They're trying to make it more, fun now, like the flag football and like the fucking. Them niggas aren't out there trying to get hurt. Like, if I was playing flag football there, I'm going hard as a motherfucker, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'd be out there having fun, bro.
Actually, I think Lamar, during the game, juked somebody against the Chiefs and actually fucked that nigga's knee up. Did you remember that? There was a play. He fucked his knee up.
No, I mean, I'd be out there with some Sean Taylor shit. Just straight up Yo, you know that nigga was so pissed, bro. I'll be like, bro, what are we doing right now? If I get hit like that in a fucking Pro Bowl game, I'm heated as fuck. Be like,
that was who do you hit? Heineke, I think, or it was like it was a quarterback running.
I can't remember who it was. I just remember this shit was funny as fuck.
I just saw that clip because I was watching the Sidemen. You know the Sidemen, like KSI, all those guys.
Yeah.
And they were like, obviously they're from the UK, so they don't have like American football over there. I mean, they can watch it, but you have to like do whatever. But they were like reacting like biggest hits. Like, oh my gosh, I wonder why they have brain damage. No wonder why. Like, why? This is why Americans are so stupid. Like, and that hit came up, and we're like, oh my dang. Like, is he okay? Bro, in a Pro Bowl, look, come on. In a fucking Pro Bowl?
That's fucking crazy.
In a Pro Bowl, bro? Like,
but that's also Sean Taylor to a T, though.
Oh, 100% RP. Like, I mean, he would have been one of the best safeties to ever,
bro. His mixtape already is so he could play in today's. He would be like, they would.
No, he'd be Draymond Green.
He'd be way worse than Draymond.
That nigga would be like, nah, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to fucking hit these niggas hard.
Yeah, I'm aiming straight for his dome, Goodell. Straight for his dome. I'm putting that nigga to sleep.
Find me, please. Find me. Look, hey, Roger, I get paid $60 million a year, bro. You think you can find me $250? I'm gonna be hurt, brother? Like,
Sean would be the type of nigga. Where's that nigga DeMar at? I'm going straight for his cranium. Fuck that nigga. Come back, play me near my ass. Come back from this, my nigga.
Yeah, it's a crazy. I did want to mention something because honestly, guys, we had another topic to talk about. It's getting late. I ain't about to go into the fucking NBA. Like NBA hard to talk about, but just because it's not the playoffs yet. Playoffs would be lit though. They were talking about Patrick Mahomes specifically because I've said this a multitude of times, and it's a fucked up way of playing the game. Patrick Mahomes, like, because the Ravens, like, that's one of the things they noted. They were like, he waits and waits and waits and then goes out of bounds and tries to get late hits and late calls and things like, and then he'll like slide super late and stuff like that, and then he'll like, and it's like, I literally said, and I'll say this, even if I was the 49ers, I would say it too. Because you don't get ejected in the NFL, I don't think, for any like type of crazy like hits or anything like that. Even if you do hit them like hard, you just get like an unsportsmanlike or like a 15-yard, and then they like warn you. But if that nigga tries to hit a slide, like late as fuck, I'm decking his shit. I'm decking the fuck out of him. Like one time, like early in the game, like no crucial moment.
Just let him know not to do that shit, like.
Yeah, and like, don't fucking do that shit, dude, because I will fucking hit the shit out of you. You might be unconscious when you get up. Like, you really might be. Because I'm dead ass. I believe in that. Like, if you're a quarterback and you're waiting, like, because Dak does a good job of getting down relatively early, like, not like playing games like, oh, I'm not about to fucking, fuck that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, or you could be like a Josh Allen or like a Lamar where you dive for, which I fucking hate. Like, you don't know how to slide, dumbass. Or like waiting to go out of bounds hella late. Nah, you're getting decked. You are getting fucking decked. I don't give a fuck, dude.
But dude, I thought he tore both his ACLs on that one hit.
Oh my god,
bro.
Dude. I low key. This sounds so. I didn't want him to be hurt, but I wanted him to be a little stifled.
Everybody I talked to, them were like, dude, I was hoping that he fucking like got hurt. I was like, damn, bro, y'all are fucked. Yeah.
Well, I was like, dude, I don't want him to win. I didn't want him to be hurt. Like,
them knees are good, bro. He ain't got no problem with my knees. If he would have, like, most people's knees, if they would have grabbed him the way he did and the way his body was contorted and bent, like, them knees are going out. And it would have been both of them right there on the rip.
Well, I also think that particular play, it's one of those things because, like, people probably told you before, like, I've watched videos of guys like watching back, like, their own like hits or things like that, and they're like kneel like bow in, but nothing happened to their like shit, like nothing happened. I think honestly, he just like God blessed him. It was like, yep, this was not that.
Well, it's crazy because I was seeing on X that there's this video of his workouts, and he like does a lot of stretching and like flexing movements where he actually bends his body
Yeah,
in
they're
that
like
same
used to
way.
that shit.
Yeah, so like it
that.
probably like wasn't any crazy type of like strain.
And he didn't go down. That's the fucking crazy thing. He was about to make a play. I was like, nah, nigga. Fuck this motherfucker, bro. Get this nigga to the ground. Nappy head ass, fucking motherfucker. Kermit the frog ass. Like, get his ass to the ground. But yes, I will say that. And if I was the 49ers, I would 100. Not Fred Warner. Let it be a little like a not important guy. Hit him like hard. Like, hit him hard as fuck. And make his head bounce off that fucking turf. Hit him in concussion, put him in concussion protocol for like a couple plays or like a drive, and then you wait. Because dude, if you hit niggas like that, they won't do it. Like if somebody did that to me,
that's be on their mind all game.
Ain't no fucking way you're hitting me like that, and I'm doing that shit again. It's like getting a spanking, bro. You getting a spanking, it's like, all right, bro. I guess I ain't gonna do that shit again. That shit kind of hurt.
Yeah,
like,
especially if your mom get a switch.
The thing is, my parents weren't about the switches. My mom got grab a wooden spoon. My dad would just beat you with his bare hand, bro. Fucking bare handed. He got them. You know his hands. Them fucking bear claws, bro. I'm like, God damn, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, that's crazy. But we will. I'm excited to see what happens in the Super Bowl. We got a week in between, so. Probably no football talk next week, but
we'll talk about the Pro Bowl. What do you mean?
I will not be watching the Pro Bowl, so if you expect a recap on that, I hope you have other channels that you go to for your sports talk because it's not coming from me at all. But that is all we got for today, folks. For the fellas out there listening, listen, man, they only want a 1% nigga, so quit your bitching and get your bread up. Get your motherfucking bread up. That's all I can tell you, dog. Because let me tell you one thing. If you're paying attention, the middle class is dying out. It's going to be those that have and those that have not. And I am here to tell you, you would want to be the ones that got it. You don't want to be them niggas that ain't got shit. They getting gentrified out the country these days. You're not even getting gentrified out the city. Niggas getting gentrified out the country. I'm telling you. Y'all going to move.
Look, hold up. Let me see this shit. Let me see if I. Hey, y'all can't see this probably, but all that shit over there, it's a little glare, but all that shit, all the shit, bruh, everything around me. I'm living in the middle. I literally live in a place that is next to a Dollar General by a bus stop, bro. Like that's the worst looking thing around here. Everything else nice as hell. Nah,
gentrification. Y'all gotta get that bread
up. Get your fucking bread up, bro. Work hard.
And for the ladies out there listening, listen, girl. He don't want you anymore. He's one of the smart ones, and he saved the Taylor Swift AI photos before they got wiped from the internet. So he's preoccupied for the next week. So he'll probably hit you up around midnight. You know, if the Taylor Swift stopped working for him. Maybe
he's the real thing.
But
he's the real thing.
It does not matter because you are still beautiful and powerful and will always love you. It's the After Dark podcast. Until next time.